Hi, good morning, and sorry for the delay. I just had a couple of technical issues, but everything seems to be working okay now. Yeah, I'm Gianfranco, and we're gonna continue making this mobile app to get a phone call and receive a notification in the morning or whatever you want, and hear an AI voice call you. It's gonna be interesting and how that sounds. Already tried a little bit. Sorry, and we're gonna see how that works. Hopefully today, and finally we're gonna hear something, and not just me talking and also not figuring how and why some of the code doesn't work. Most likely I over-engineer things, but I'm sure it's okay. It's not a big issue. I was researching some things online, but before I get lost for an hour showing you what I found, what tools are out there, what we can use, let's just start using things. So the issue yesterday that we have is that I was trying to merge these two repositories. Create Expo stack, and was it this one? No, it's another one I guess I found. T3 create T3 turbo. These are the two things, the two repositories I want to merge, because one will have a very good React Native or Expo application, which has all these good things out of the box. Some routing, native Win as the UI framework, Supabase, auth. So a lot of things that I need to learn how to use exactly in the detail, but I also definitely need to use. This is the turbo repo, turbo-based repo that has multiple projects in the same repository. You have the Expo, and then you also have you also have the auth proxy for authentication. You have the actual Expo or React Native mobile app here. You have a kind of a landing page here that also works as a API server, and the APIs are defined here. I don't really know why they didn't put everything in here for the APIs. Maybe because some things are shared, so they thought about defining it in a package, kind of an internal package. As I was also thinking, if in half an hour or whatever time that I can still get it to work, I'm just gonna start a new Expo project and slowly add things. And yeah, so let's try it and see where we were yesterday. This is the turbo repo. With the apps inside, so I'm in the apps Expo folder, similar to here. And here we have all the different files that are also here. Oh yeah, yesterday I was trying to move files from the SRC folder to just inside of Expo. For some reason, the navigation was not working, so that could be an issue, I think. I'm gonna close everything and start from scratch. And this is the roadmap we're gonna follow once we get things actually working. So this is not gonna work, but I'm gonna have it ready to do npm run start. This is just a shortcut for me. So this was what we had yesterday, and was kind of working. The layout was kind of loading. The model was working, but the tabs, for some reason, it was not. So it was navigating to the not found page. But at the moment, I just rename the folder to srcx, just to hopefully it will be ignored. We have the app now folder in the Expo, and I think the last thing I did yesterday, we were getting some JavaScript or TypeScript issues because it was not finding files because I've moved files around. So let's see what error we're getting now, so we can start fixing them. Oh, we're not getting any errors, and we are in tab 1 and 2. Ooh, miracle. Okay, I guess we cannot have the src folder. I mean, that's not a issue whatsoever. Okay, that's cool. So I'm gonna then start moving files because I did a little bit of work calling it call now. So oh maybe let's just move the file. Index is what, number 1. Let's take this out. Now this is called call now, or maybe I can just move the index, the underscore layout file. Yep. And 2 is our settings, so 2 can be deleted. HTML, we're not going to use any React Native actual HTML application at the moment. Maybe in the future people want to do the same things on a website first and get called and try the app, I guess, on a website instead of downloading a mobile app. That's a good thing about React Native nowadays. It supports React Native Web, which allows you to almost for everything that you can do on a React Native app from, let's say, a UI point of view, that you can show that on a website. Of course, the more complex your app is, that's where things get more nuanced. The model seems exactly the same, so I can delete this one. This new call file, I took it from Bolt.new. So Bolt.new is a very good AI tool to start projects. So if you know sort of what you want or are experimenting and trying to see what it would look like in reality, like a website, you can write a prompt. It can be even very basic, like I want a hello world app that has cats jumping around, whatever you think. It will start making and coding that for you. There is a limit on the daily tokens, basically how much code it can write per day for free, but you can always, of course, subscribe. It doesn't really work well for React Native apps, but the reason I use this is because React in general is very similar to React Native. A lot of the business logic is the same. So if it writes code for me that is new call, yeah, I had somewhere where it's gonna use TRPC, the backend, to create an alarm, let me know when it's done, navigate back. And because we are using Tailwind CSS or native wind, we can, it's very similar code. You just need to use the primitives from React Native. If you use view, text input, etc., they will work on a mobile app, on Android, on iOS, on desktop as well. I think both Mac and Windows it works as well. And and yeah, whatever basically React Native supports. Of course, once you go in the nuances of like, oh, I need a notification service, I need to get notified, I need to use the microphone, I need to use push notifications, things like that, then then each platform maybe had its own implementation. You might need a different package or make sure it works for that OS. Cool, so we have this working. So I can remove this. Let's move assets. What do we have in components? Oh yeah, I just added at this UI switch. Yeah, move libraries. Services for later. Store, this is the stand store. Some types, utilities, a lot of different utilities that we have and we're gonna use. Styles, yeah, that was used instead of the global because it also supports a dark color scheme. And it's personalized in here rather than here. I think it has, in the global has nothing. So I don't know, I'm just gonna keep the global so I don't have to rename a file. Import store, I did already move that. Oh, I guess I deleted everything else. Hopefully that will be it. So yeah, I'm moving back to main folder. I don't know about this thing, if it's gonna give us an issue when we make a native build. I think I need this. So I'm gonna not remove this code. Oh, the Metro bundler. Let me have a look at this later. Let's stage all these file changes. So it's gonna use the Expo instead of my TypeScript. That's probably not what I want. Strict. Let's not be strict in this demo or project because we've already lost so much time just making it work. Include, yeah. Exclude. I think it's not needed this anymore. Types, native win types. It's removing, and I'm removing it because as far as I know, this has the most up to date. So there's the tsconfig template. It doesn't have the exclude. And it doesn't have all of this stuff, so let's just stage that. Because this is the other oh no, sorry, this is the API. So yeah, we can commit that later. These are all the things that are now in the Expo folder. yeah, so basically the majority are just moved folder. Let's just check. There we go. Some things are not being loaded. Global CSS does not exist. I thought we did have that. I guess I removed it. Thankfully everything is in Git, so I can on stage this deletion, and so it's back to be called styles, and then I can rename it to global or globals global. Now the issue is in the new call is trying to find a time selector. Okay, so let's just comment all of this. Can I comment everything out? And I guess return an empty view, so at least something's returned. Maybe he needs to check that it works. Oh, and we are back to having issues. What happened? What happened? Ah, jeebus. So it is something small then. It is something small. I didn't have to make all these changes. That is good. At the same time, if it's a small little bug, those are the trickiest ones to find. So I have my coffee here, so let's go. Since we have that that project, so if I do this and I copy the app folder again, this should work. Now we have 4 tabs because why? Why is it loading tab 1, tab 2, then call now and settings? Let me close the app. Okay, this is bizarre. Okay, those files not exist in there, and what is happening? There's no call now file. Call now, it's nowhere in the repository, and you're showing me call now. Okay. Oh, I guess it's cached. Okay. Okay, now we have 2 tabs and they're working. And slowly I'm gonna move things around because there's a very little bug here somewhere. So is it in the layout, which is this layout or this layout? feels to me like it's exactly the same code. I'm gonna commit or stage this so when things change I can see any difference. So if I copy and paste, there's no difference. Say if I added a thing, it would tell me that there is a change. So the layout, the main layout file is not the issue. Is the layout inside of the tabs folder. So if I copy and paste this and it doesn't work, then there's something wrong with this file. But since it's no route name, yes, because at the moment one is called index and the other one is called 2, because we have these two files here. Okay, so this continues to work. We have now the two icons and the two tabs, and I copy and paste it from the layout in the tabs folder. Great. So now it's the individual tabs that are not being found because of something like that. So I'm copying the first tab. Pressing save really slowly, change by change. Oh, now it seems like it doesn't work, right? I don't know if it doesn't work, but I don't see this text. I don't see anything inside. It doesn't go to that other tab. Is it because of the safe area? How was before? Before it was like this, and then I added that. So if I just change what it's rendered correctly. What is the difference? I have a safe area. I mean, this text should render. Yes. And just, oh, it is still called index. Okay, so it's not finding that file. Okay. So I think I can come back to this, press save, call it call index, then go here, call it call index, and this tab should continue to work, please. No. So is it the dash or this minus that doesn't? Oh, call now. Let's call it call now with capital N. These things should be like typed or something, or somebody should say that you can't do that, because I mean, what the hell? No, there has to be an index. Okay, so it has to be called index. It cannot not have index. Let's have index, guys. Jesus. And can I have the second one called settings? Please. Also, the second tab has to be called second. So why would you let me change? Or I mean, anyway. Sorry. It's just a little frustrating when you lose 2 hours. Yeah, like yesterday. But here we go. We learn. We live and we learn. Hoy. Well, sort of. So the safe, and I think the issue now is the safe area. Maybe we don't need a safe area inside of a specific tab. We just need it maybe outside, which makes more sense, but strange that doesn't display anything. Anyway, here we go. My prettier is not working, and something needs analyzing for way too long. Okay, so there we go. We learned that when you have a React, we have an Expo router, and you have tabs, you need an index. The first tab has to be called index. But this is not. This should be a warning. This should be a big and bold, saying, "Hey guys, you need to make this. The first one has to be an index. You can't rename that index." So I'm gonna share some feedback. The first tab should be called index.js. Please make this more evident. Do I need an optional? Yeah, okay. I can also do it in GitHub. Maybe I'll make a pull request later. And just a little disclaimer kind of note, because I think I'm not the only one who got this issue. People were complaining about this, and I thought it was all about the src folder, but it was not. It was the name of the file. See, sometimes we live and we continue. Cool. So we have a little 2-tab thing. We have the call now. As we said, that's the call now screen. That's the first screen, the first tab and the first screen that you open the page in. And yeah, so what we can do a few things here now that we have finally code working. First of all, commit this. That is actually working now. Fix tab routing issue. The default tab has to be named index.ts. Why is this? I think because an error. I think that's what that means. Okay, so we have a file. Sorry, we have an app with 2 tabs. I'm gonna just check what are these changes, this metro config file, and then we're gonna figure out what to do next. And we can pick. This was the new one, let's say. It includes to load native wind, but the one that came from the turbo package has some caching. Why do we need caching? Oh, because this is turbo. Yes, I think we need to revert these files and just use this global CSS instead of the styles. So yeah, let's revert, call it global, stop everything, make sure everything keeps on working. Okay. Cannot find module Expo tailwind config. Where? From where? lib. Oh, lib. Yeah, the global is now here. Tailwind is here. Workspace root, which is the workspace of the entire project. Yeah, it's 2 paths before us, or yeah, you get my point. So what could be the issue? Why is not finding tailwind, or it's in the tailwind config you're not finding something? Load config. Oh, this is a part of the tailwind CSS. Does this file exist? Yes, for some reason it does exist. Apps Expo conf Expo tailwind. Oh, okay. We need a TypeScript file, not a JavaScript file, guys. Come on. You should have told me this. It's basic. Didn't you not see it? So what was I looking at? I was looking at the tailwind config file. And just out of curiosity, what else do we have? We have, of course, the content where it needs to read the classes. So we have components and the app. Yeah, I think that's where the classes should live. I wonder how. I don't. Yeah, we do have some things here, but I'm not. I think these are for the UI of the Next.js web application, not for the Expo app. So this hopefully will work. And now we can actually commit, right? Yeah, finally. Tailwind config is now a TypeScript file. For some reason we need to have that. These are some API changes. I'm gonna leave that stash. And I'm gonna amend the previous commit because it's kind of part of this commit. If you're interested of what this Sublime merge app is doing, when you do the commands, you can press on this show git output button, and it will tell you git commit -- amend. Basically, that's what it's doing. The Q, I think, is like quiet and no edit. I'm not 100% I don't know what that means, but if you want to amend a commit, that's how you do it. So you don't create a new commit just for a small change, especially when you haven't pushed yet. That's normally when you do that. All right, so we have a boilerplate. That's how it should have been from the beginning. We can add some UI to pick a voice and press the call now button. I think the most interesting thing to do here now is actually make that work, as in the listen to an AI voice. We're not even add a thing to select a voice yet. Let's just put a button and when you press the buttons, you call, because that's what we want to do in the first time. So yeah, sort of call now, but actually it's a button. Yeah, we don't need this. Do we have a button in this Expo component which uses touch opacity, which is great. For reference, where are my dev docs? Let's go dark. We were born in dark. We'll live in the dark. I guess we were born in the darkness. We will die in the darkness. Touchable opacity. It's a React Native component, which is basically a touchable or a button, and when you press, by default it changes the opacity. And so this is just a wrapper that allows you to customize your buttons. Sorry. And you have a button for the outside and a style for the text inside. By default, yeah, some default indigo is like a blue, if I'm not wrong. Some ref if you need to do that. And the touchable props, you're doing a spread, so any other prop that you pass that are touchable opacity props will be always passed to this component, and it will be added there. So if we add this on press prop, you don't have to say on press. By having an array, a spread of this object, all those props will go there. Of course, I need to import this, and since something is not working, I have to do this manually. But maybe some things work. We'll see. Buttons cannot be found. That is usually a TypeScript error, by the way. So if we see here, it says that anything that we marked as that, not with the, yeah, I guess that's a better standard. Before I used to use the @ symbol, but that now @ symbols are used a lot in libraries that have a lot of components. So yeah, I guess Squiggly, I think that's how you call it. Squiggly is better. Hey, look at this beautiful blue button. It's completely in the not where we want it, but let's move it to the bottom. How do we do that? Do we oh yeah, that's flex. No, it's align elements, items. It's already centered. I always get confused between align items and justify content. Let's try justify content. Okay, that's in the center. For now, it's more than enough. And when you press, we should see the console log pressed from here. Hallelujah. Sorry. Cool. So yesterday there were a few announcements from OpenAI. OpenAI has this real-time voice API, which is really, really good. And there are some issues, but it came out maybe a month or two ago, and it's really, really good. one good thing they did recently, or they announced yesterday, if I can find my tab, is that they reduced the price of this API, I think by 50 or 60%. So let me see, where could that page be? Too many windows, too many tabs. One second, just in case I show you guys something I don't want to show you. I'm gonna go black. Where could that be? Anyway, it's on Twitter where I found this, so let's open Twitter/X. On OpenAI developer Twitter account or X account. OpenAI devs. This is a good Twitter or X account to follow because they are announcing a lot of different things. For example, yesterday they announced that the O1 model, the model that takes a bit of time to answer you because it does some reflection. Basically, it thinks a little bit before responding. It's now available via the API, not just from ChatGPT's interface. And it added a bunch of things. And there's some benchmarks. If you are into Go or Java, now there are official SDKs. And yeah, the main thing is this. The real-time API now supports WebRTC, as we were talking about yesterday. WebRTC is what really works nowadays in audio and video live streams on the web. And actually is built in basically on pretty much any browser. So if you want to do something similar to like a voice a web application or video streaming application, it supports this functionality. It's in Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, Firefox, and Safari. If you have more curiosity of in the detail which versions, what either desktop and mobile, because different browsers are not exactly the same for mobile and desktop. You can have a look. I think I've never used this myself, but if they even are tweeting about how to run this with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 lines of code, it must be really, really simple. And this is the API for real time. Oh yeah, the price, they cut the price by 60%. So you can also choose GPT-O Mini. Let me have a quick look. Oh yeah, before we only have ChatGPT 4o as a real-time voice API or model. Now you have the 4o Mini, which is cheaper. See, like yesterday in our roadmap file, we wrote some prices, and yesterday the prices were $100 per 1 million input tokens and 200 per 1 million output tokens. Now, from today, the same API, the same model, or slightly newer, up-to-date model, it's $40.80. So this is 40, this is 80. So that's 60% cheaper. That's not too bad. And for cached inputs, it's 85 or 87% cheaper. And if we use the O Mini, which we're gonna use because it's cheaper, and I don't think there's a huge difference for the things we're gonna do. It's cheaper. So this is the price for that. And I like to keep these things because sometimes it's hard to find this information. It's definitely on their website, but yeah, it's good to have a reference point. It's like a notebook for me, or notepad. Yeah. So that is it. Now they have this real-time API that supports WebRTC. I did find something yesterday. If I could find it again. YouTube is telling me something about my bits rate. Looks like, I guess, the video is not super clear. 1 second, folks. I don't know how to do that, so I'll figure it out for next time. Something about the bit rate. Maybe I can change that up when I'm not streaming. So let's not focus on that. Let's just keep on working on this fantastic app. We have a call button, guys. What are we waiting for? Somebody need to call you. Maybe instead of call now, yeah, I should say call me now. Call me now. Much better, much better. Cool. So we have that. Now we need to do something. So we need to figure out how to add where is that live kit? I think live kit had this React Native. Where did I see this? React Native WebRTC. So we probably need to add this module, because WebRTC is not built into React Native. Everything pretty much needs to be built into React Native and has to work with Expo. Make sure that if you're using Expo, any library that you use works with Expo, because Expo is like a special wrapper around React Native. Yeah, so for Android iOS, we have audio and video streaming, data channel, screen capture. I'm not sure what is unified plan, and simulcast, I guess other types of streaming. Let's see, we have examples project. The fact that this is forked from this makes me want to install the original or the official, let's say, where there's a lot more stars. Android install basic usage. So we need to somehow do all of this. Hopefully there's some nice example project in JavaScript. That's not an issue. Let me Google this, or search for WebRTC. There we go. So we have a React Native Live SDK tutorial, and LiveKit is, as I mentioned yesterday, where is that diagram? Yeah, LiveKit is gonna do sort of a proxy between our mobile app and the OpenAI servers. is not as good as other ones. I think other ones do a lot of things for you for voice. So if you really need to build our production ready mobile app, I mean, I'm not saying that LiveKit is not production, but if you need to think about a bit more carefully what tool to use, what service to use to do the live streaming, the live audio streaming of AI agents. There's a few options out there. I can put a link somewhere later, or if we get time we can compare. But this seems good. I've tried this on the web. It works, and the documentation as well is very good. So this is really important, because without good documentation you can spend hours figuring things out. So let me just quickly check. This is the React Native client they want me to install. Does it work with Expo? Because that's not something that I saw there. Because as you can see, when they tell you, hey, go and modify the main application.java file, Kotlin file, or your iOS Objective-C files, it's like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, I can do that. And like, what? Where? I have nothing on that. So Expo by default doesn't let you modify the native app code. So yeah, if it doesn't work with Expo, then doesn't work with Expo. LiveKit is available on Expo through development builds. I'm not sure what that means. Also, if you're like cutting edge sort of development with new libraries and packages, always look at issues and pull requests and see, is this being maintained? Are a lot of people complaining about something? When was the last message on here? Not sure. Let's cross our fingers we don't get into this issue. That's something else. Hopefully this works. 2 months ago. 2 months ago is not a long time ago for JavaScript libraries yet. Oh, we have plugins. Nice. Expo plugins. I don't think I've tried that before. So in our app.json we need a new plugin, or 2 plugins. Yeah, we need the WebRTC and the LiveKit one. Cool. And then we need to do Expo install. Okay. So we're gonna install these packages. Oh yeah, it is using npm. That's good. Thanks for using that. Because npx is generally a npm command, not a pnpm command. No issues found. Beautiful. This plugin optionally takes an object. I'm not sure why you need to do that. That is probably something. And then, okay, once I done that, we just need to continue installing. Where does it send me to? Oh yeah, it sends me to the client SDK React Native repo, which is this one as well. Cool. So basically we have done that. We just use the expo command to do that, just to show you guys again, because it might be easy to miss, is this expo install command that install things for you. Add expo and WebRTC expo plugins. And it updated this log file. It added all of these packages. Hopefully all the dependencies work. Sometimes that's a little more tricky. I think this is all done by the plugin, so we don't need to do that. And now we need to set up the LiveKit SDK. This sets up the required WebRTC libraries for use in JavaScript. Yeah, I think what we want to do is just literally like hello world with with the LiveKit, just to see that it works on the audio streaming and it listens to the microphone and all those things. Yeah, we need to, every permission on a mobile app, especially on iOS, it needs to be defined, and you have to say yes, allow microphone, yes, or yes, request microphone, yes, do this, yes, do that, because by default nothing is allowed. Yeah, we're not gonna do live sharing or screen sharing. To support staying connected to LiveKit in the background, we'll need a foreground service. I mean, it would be nice if Expo plugin did that for us, because I'm not 100% sure. But it would be actually good that it tells us that. Background, no mention of background. Ground color. So maybe it doesn't work, or maybe it works and we don't know, because this package imports most likely those. Yeah, see, it imports this React Native package, the one we were just talking about here. So it's like a wrapper, so it could work, it could not. Let's have a look. So this is an example. I'm just gonna import everything and see what we need to do. We're gonna import it where? That's a good question. Let's import it in this component for the moment, in the first tab, and then see what else we need. Because ideally you don't want to run things when you don't need. He's putting in the app tsx file. Okay, maybe we need to put in our layout then. Let's put in our layout, because this is the main thing this app is going to do. It's going to do the live streaming or live audio streaming, 99% of the time. Oh, I move that there. So it makes sense that when the app opens, it loads out JavaScript. But this use effect stuff, we don't want it in the main, because everything they put, what they did, they put everything in one file. We have different tabs for this. So this part of the use effect hooks, we need to put them in here. Out, so we need to import audio session, which doesn't know. So maybe to clean up later. So this is the main room, LiveKit room. What is the LiveKit room? Oh, this is basically the same that the GitHub repo documentation was telling us. It would be nice, it tells you like just the basic, like what is a LiveKit room. LiveKit room. I guess the recipe, most popular one, is using React on the web. It's an abstraction on top of data channels to help you incorporate chat. Okay, I guess we don't really want chat, but is that what it's gonna do? Add a chat? room. Oh, and then you say audio true. I guess so. I guess so. Let's try that. And then the button doesn't do anything. That's always starts. Oh, we need to put this properly. I just want to get a hello world working here first, so I'm gonna hard code everything now for now, and then later we're going to fix this. Promise it should be awaited. Everything should be awaited. Everything should be done properly, but who has the time? So definitely we don't want video. And what is room view? It's a list of tracks, and tracks are track reference, either a video track or a view. So I guess it's telling you how many participants there are. Do we need this? I'm gonna take this out for now and see what happens first. And now that I think about it, where is the real-time API? Because maybe this is slightly differently done. Because this is what I've been playing around with, this real-time playground from LiveKit. And the code is here. For those who are just joining this video and haven't watched the previous ones, this is how it works. You have a real-time. Oh yeah, they need to allow you to use a new voice. You have the voice that you can select. You have your instruction. There are some other instructions that you can listen to here. Meditation coach, Spanish tutor, customer support. What is meditation? Where's meditation coach? Your voice is soft and soothing. Let's listen for a second.
Welcome. Let's begin our meditation with a simple breathing exercise. Sit comfortably and gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose for 4 counts.
That is too nosy of a voice and too pause. But thank you very much. I really enjoyed that meditation.
You're very welcome.
Oh my god. That is so annoying for me. Okay, so how was this done? Right? This is basically, we're gonna try to put that functionality into a React Native mobile app. I might have to do a little break, guys, in a minute. So this is page, probably is in the page majority of the code, or at least how it's structured. Header and room component. So we have a room component. Oh yeah, so they do use this LiveKit room with only audio true. So by default it's false. Great. Should connect. Nice. Let's use their code, which is a bit much better here. Use connection is a hook, custom hook that they thankfully wrote for us. Custom hook. We do have a hooks folder. Not yet. Basically almost copy and paste everything because I mean it sounds like a very useful hook to have for this kind of connectivity. And now we'll figure out what are we missing. Playground state. Yeah, there's no client and server on React Native, but we do have all of these things like context, callbacks, and state. This ESLint, it's very strict. Use playground state. What is playground state in the data folder? So I think it's a good time to take a little, like a 4-minute break. I'll be back in a second. Let's not forget to turn the microphone on. We are back, and I am hopefully sort of in camera. Let me just adjust a couple of things, and then we'll keep on going. Because if you can't see me, maybe you don't understand much. it's nothing's happening. Why? Oh, because I'm editing the wrong camera. This live stream, guys, world, it's a huge new world. So now I want to go the other way. Yep, thank you. Cool. Okay, we're back. So we are adding this use connection hook, which will connect to API token. PG state, that is playground state. Playground state, this is the other file we wanted to load, which loads a lot of stuff, but basically what it does, I believe, is just a JSON file. Sorry, a JavaScript object, which we're actually not gonna exactly use. Or is it okay that it stays like a JavaScript object? Maybe we don't need to use Justin for this. Let's just keep things simple for now. I'm gonna put in this in the same file and call it audio state or live kit state. I'm not sure if we're gonna use all of this. Default session, oh yeah, it is being used there. Okay, so we need these types ideally. Or can I not? Can I? Okay, transcription models. Oh, I see. What is this? So this is all. Where is the playground again? Playground live kit. So I believe a lot of this stuff is all the voices that are here. The transcription, if you want to transcribe what the AI is doing, all of these things are defined here. See, you can choose the description model, turn detection, I think it's which person is talking at the moment, because I suppose this supports multiple people, not just two talking at the same time, and the specific voice and all of this. So you can, this is where we specify that the temperature of the model. This means for both, I think for both LLMs, like text-based models and image generation, audio generation, any of that, means that it's the randomness. So lowering the randomness or lowering the temperature will make the response more deterministic and repetitive, and vice versa. If you put it to one or more than one, it's gonna be very creative, but sometimes it sounds like crazy. It doesn't make sense. So we're gonna use all the defaults for now. I don't even know what this exactly. It's probably something to do with voice. And this is wrong because of model ID. Okay, let's look at the models file. Cool. So we're gonna add the mini model. Maybe in this case, no, let's keep this folder for now. Can always move files later, as we noticed. So we're gonna use the mini, the cheaper OpenAI voice model, and we're not even gonna allow them to use another one for now. If somebody's really a geek or really particular, they can do that another time. So let's just comment that for now. So we have that. We're gonna use GPT that model ID models model ID. Why is that not model ID? This is the model ID. Okay, this is still spinning. Sometimes this editor does this. It just spins, uses a lot of the CPU. We have a prettier issue, but that's okay. At least TypeScript maybe seems to work again. We need to import the transcription models. Do we need to specify a transcription model? What if I don't do that? Okay, let's not specify that. Turn detection. What turn detection options do we have? Server or none. The model will automatically detect when the user has finished speaking and the turn. The client must perform its own logic. We're not gonna perform our own logic. Thank you very much. So what is the thing we need? We just need to say this because this is at the end what it's gonna use. And for our future selves, let's leave a comment. Modalities probably also defined here. Audio and text or text only. We want text and audio. I think it's self-explanatory. I don't think we need a description for that. Okay, the voices. These are from OpenAI. I wonder if OpenAI added some new voices yesterday. Let's have a quick look to their docs. They didn't mention it, I think, but to be honest, I didn't watch the whole thing because it was a bit late for me. Real time WebRTC is beta, so we're not gonna actually use this, right? Because we're going to use they are going to use. Oh, my backend is gonna use WebSockets. So yeah, because I'm following this repository, and the agent, it's a Python agent, and I'm gonna use whatever they use, and pretty sure it's just using OpenAI. Have people done a little change already or fix things? Oh, there's a new OpenAI voices. Oh, don't you love open source? People just keep things up to date. It's like you have fellow co-workers knowing what you want. So let's add voices. Yeah, maybe this makes more sense that it's in data. It's not really a store. So here we'll have voices, TS file with all the latest voices, because let's go to master. Oh, it's already merged. So it was already merged. It was just somebody left this. Let's just tell the guy or person, hey, I think these changes are already in master. Good PR, by the way. Okay, so no new voices and nothing in the last 24 hours. And we can always add voices later, so I don't have to check. What voice did I like? I forgot. Let's have a quick listen.
Hey there. How's it going today?
Yeah, Allo is more than good for our hello world test. It's not picking up. Data, voices, data and voices. And in theory everything under this folder. Oh, because of it's not the at, see, like it's a new thing you're doing. The swiggly. Or what do people call this character? How do developers call this character? Tilde, squiggly. Yeah, more informal, less common. So the tilde character. Cool, good to know. So we have voices. Okay, so we do need a transcription model for some reason. That's one of the configurations there. Where was the playground state? So let's use Whisper 1, which is also an OpenAI voice to text model. Out of curiosity, what other models do they? None of them. We need a dash because this is where, like this, it's an array, and this is to this enum, which is a type of fancy object where you have a key and value, and when you do dot whisper, which is this, it's gonna take this string and replace it there, so we can just do that without extra files. Why are you complaining? Oh, because our types. Okay. Presets. Do we need these types? I guess why not? It's always good to have types. Oh, these are the presets. So are we gonna use the same logic as they do in terms of presets? I suppose you can call them presets, we can call them voices, we can call them other things. But yeah, we're actually gonna use the same concept where you're gonna have an option and you say, hey, yeah, I want a Spanish gym motivator to wake me up, or I want a German, no, actually an Austrian voice in English, an Austrian English speaking voice. So this is gonna be our presets. So yeah, let's call them presets. Presets not a bad name. Presets is under data. Yeah. Presets. Copy everything for now, and then we'll remove stuff that we don't need. Yeah, we can get rid of all of them. Oh wow, there's a lot of prompt. One thing I want to do is figure out how to do that as soon as you call, you don't have to say hi or anything. It just the first thing the AI will do, it's call you. We'll write a prompt later. You are a motivational Austrian gymnastics champion who is also a physical what's the word I'm thinking? Physical therapist, why is this not working? Anyway, blah blah blah, physical therapist. Oops. I was trying just to load the chat to see if anybody was talking on the live chat, but for some reason nothing seems to be working. I'll just say this. If I press refresh, once a broadcast has been created, your live chat will appear here. I don't see anything. If I close this, use the docs menu in the menu bar. Anyway, okay, I think it's working now. Cool. What else are we doing? So yeah, we have the preset. We'll write the prompt for the first demo later. We have different kind of groups. That's good. Functionality or personality. Yeah, I guess this is what they mean by personality and functionality. So if we want to have a list of voices or avatars, yeah, actually it's more called avatars than presets. But anyway, technically it sounds like avatar. But yeah, they are grouped by this. And you have different icons. So for example, the bot icon. Oh yeah, this Lucid React is never gonna work on React Native for sure. Outside that, I'm not even having this installed. Okay. Voice ID is never used. Okay. But the icon, we don't need that. Icon is actually even optional here, so I mean, let's not go there. So we have this working. Now we need modalities. What are exactly modalities? Oh no, we are just for the type. Let's just say that this is a string. Let's keep it simple. Tune detection ID or turn detection, sorry, is also a string. We're not gonna go that fancy. Transcription models is also a string. Okay, so we have the state, we have define our GPT model. Now let's go back to what to call the component. Component was called, what was it called? Room component. Room component. Cool. So the room component has all of this, and we were using the use connection hook. That's where we started, guys. We want the use connection hook hooks. It's not called playground state, it's called live kit, and this is called store, and I guess it's a type. And now use playground state, it's another hook that is used inside of this hook in order to do what? It's using a type of reducer. Oh, so this is the actual state management that uses React create context. Because of all the state that needs to be managed. What do we need all this state for? We need, for this API call, which I need to check exactly what it's doing. For the API key, session config voice. Because in here, you have as a state, you select preset, and that checks changes your config in the session. If I refresh it's using in the URL, but yeah, we couldn't. This could be in theory stored in local storage. So once you select something, it's always like that. Your selected is saved. And this is the provider for React, where you create the context, then you use context. And I guess this is the playground state. Yeah, now we do that. It exports this constant. See, use context, return context, and then you have the provider, which it's this sort of component. But I wonder, what is the actual data that is being passed? This is the PG state that we get here, and apparently is stringifying that whole object and sending to the API, and then the voice. Also, for now, let's just hardcode voice, set connection details, voice ID, and voice ID is one of these. So I just literally want to get as quick as possible just to listen to an OpenAI voice. Okay, I guess I have to specify voice id.alloy. I mean, I don't have to, that's just a type issue. Okay. If there's no OpenAI key, handle OpenAI key changes. We're not gonna handle OpenAI key changes. Thank you very much. And also, yeah, that's something I need to figure out later. We need to figure out later, but it's At the moment, the OpenAI key is in the client in Expo. So not ideally, but anybody that is savvy enough can figure out and listen to the network API calls that the mobile app does and get the API key. I think that's one of the reasons OpenAI released, did I close that? The version with WebRTC, because what they have, it's called an ephemeral token. So our server connects to OpenAI and says, oh, can you give me an ephemeral token, something that the client can use and it can be thrown away? Pretty much that's what ephemeral means. And the server, and my server in this case, returns a key to the browser, and this ephemeral key expires 1 minute after being issued. I think that's a bit too much, because that means I need to add a little button on the screen that has refresh, or a setting that every 1 minute I need to get a new API, new ephemeral API or token. But since today we're not gonna go fancy and make sure things are not like that, see, it's technically possible to use a standard API key to authenticate WebRTC session. This is dangerous and insecure practice. And WebSockets, like, oh, my server. So if it's my server, and my server will be this Python code, and it's here, right? Oh, no, they did it in a different way. Anyway, so we're not gonna handle API changes. That's the main thing. And yeah, let's use this context to keep track or keep the state of certain things, like are we connected, are we disconnected? In this case, these are functions. Connect and disconnect functions are passed to the context. The PG state, that was the playground state. Oh yeah, and I wanted to know what actually is being stored in this state. So in the playground state, what do we have? That's part of the data playground state. Oh, so the whole session, the config, user presets, selected preset, OpenAI key, and the instruction, which is this kind of custom instruction. So this is PG state. So let's not do that for now, because that's not customizable at the moment. Let's just call PG state just for the moment. Or let's import that directly, this object. Import PG. What did we call it? Did we left it called PG state? Default playground state. It's not really a playground anymore, so it's a big boy state. So let's call it live kit. I think it makes more sense for me. So we're gonna import this from live kit state. Yeah, and this is this state, and yeah, let's not have too many things called in a different way. playground state. So we are not calling it playground state, we're calling it live kid state. And we're not gonna use this. And PG state is always gonna be hard-coded for now. Yeah, or even in the future, because I mean, I ain't gonna put the OpenAI key. You guys are not gonna put in the OpenAI key. This live kid state. I'm just wondering why is if it's called default here when it's used in the use connection hook. PG where is PG state actually defined here? Oh yeah. Use playground state, and then here it was renaming state to PG state, and state is basically this state, and by default, yeah, it starts with the playground state. Yeah. We're not gonna have multiple things, and at most we're gonna just change this this object for now. I'm gonna add some ESLint. Please let me get away with this, because yes. And now what are we missing here? Cannot use JSX unless the JSX flag is provided. All right. This is a TypeScript error. Let's just run for the moment and see where are we. I've been coding for a while and I haven't checked if or what's the latest error. Splash module hide is not a function. Which screen is this? App container. So something in the main app. It could be this actually. So if I remove this thing that I imported before, works. But if I do this and I just register the globals and not do this, splash module hide is not a function. So this doesn't work. Register globals doesn't work. This could be a blocker for us, but hopefully we are gonna keep going. And figure this one out. The error is about the splash module in the WebRTC package. So in this package, this function for some reason on our version is not undefined. What version do we have? WebRTC, we have version 125, which is not even released. Okay, that's nice. Let's go in the future, as they say. Let's have a look and see what version do we actually have installed. 125. So they just didn't do a release in GitHub, but I guess they made a release in oh, sorry, yeah, this is live kits. So this is the fork. I think we had this opened. Yeah, this is the fork. This module is primarily to be used in conjunction with LiveKit. It shouldn't be used independently. Yeah, I'm not doing that. So let's see, npm-rc package. What is happening with this thing? 2 days ago, version 1.2.5.06, and it was updated 2 days ago, and then 2 months ago. Somebody made a pull request that fixes event target shim throwing error. That's not the same error we're getting, right? Nope. Is this even here somewhere? 9. Nobody has complained about. Splash module. And definitely not here, right? Okay. Even though, oh, it's a dependency of WebRTC. It's a event target shim. Oh, hold on. Event target shim. Event target shim. So this is when you have to, I call it surgery on your node modules and investigate a dependency issue. So I'm gonna use Sublime Text. Open that native. No. React Native. Come on. React Native WebRTC. It's not WebRTC installed here. I guess I have to go to the root. React Native. Oh, sorry. I thought I was showing the bottom part as well. Where is the WebRTC? Oh, it's called, my bad. The package is called, oh, that's probably why it was, oh no, never mind. Node modules, and then live kit, WebRTC, and the node modules of this, and then this event shim. Oh no, it's just at this level, sorry. But we're not gonna build this node module. There must be a JavaScript file somewhere. Is it inside of lib? Oh yeah, because it's compiled or transpiled in different things. And then this is used. So it's not the same error. We're using also another plugin. let's try to modify the RTC frame cryptor JavaScript file with Sublime text, because it's much faster and another editor is good. And so this is what TypeScript is gonna be converted to or transpiled to. So it's doing that, and then /index. But I didn't get that error. I'm getting which file? Splash.js. Splash.js is Expo router. OMG. Expo splash screen require native so there's a native module that does not exist. But why? This appears when I add this code. When I add the register globals code. What is the register globals live kit module doing that is for some reason asking the splash screen to do that? Is it doing something when it's not loaded yet? That is an option. I'm gonna assume that package is there and just the use effect and basically call that function once when this layout or screen or app is loaded. So this means it's gonna do only once because this array never changes. This is the second parameter of the use effect. They call it dependencies. And if the values change, this function will run again. In this case, as I said, it's an empty array, and we're gonna run this register global once when this component or layout runs, and instead of before this executes, and maybe that's why there's some race condition of sorts. Let me stop and restart the bundler. Attempting to import, which is not listed in the list of exports. Did I modify that file? I didn't. Maybe actually we need that. There was a warning, and then the warning produces an error. Let's stop again and restart. Index is not listed in the exports, so this doesn't seem to fix that warning. For me, it's a warning, not an error. Fortunately, they opened 17 hours ago. Does it say which version? 125, but you know, when you use caret, it could be higher than this. and we are okay, we can't go higher than that. So we have the same version in theory. Well, I am in the latest, and I don't know the person who opened the repo, the issue in GitHub. Yeah, sometimes when you go the latest version, then things don't work. But I think this is an issue with Expo router. So let's have a look at Expo router repo, which is inside of Expo. And search for something kind of unique. That's usually what I do when I'm trying to find, like, has anybody got this issue as well? If I search for the entire error, there are words that GitHub or Google or wherever you put this, it's gonna confuse them. So the more specific you are, the better when you're trying to find something like that. So if you say just that, and sometimes double quotes, it will tell you something about that. Splash module. Do we have React Native splash screen installed? Maybe then my assumption that we have that package installed, it's wrong. Well, maybe the JavaScript code is there, but not the native module. So we need to make a native native build. Yeah. By the way, what is the splash screen and what this package does is that if you want something to show up before your actual app, so like an image, or I think you can do something more fancy as well. I'm not sure with this package, but some people do. Then you have that, and yeah, you specify an image, and in for app it will display before. You can have the image display in different sizes, and oh, did they remove the hide? Deleted deprecated method. I see. So React Native, sorry, Expo splash screen package doesn't have this method anymore. So we probably have it installed, but we have installed a version that, where's the error again? That the splash.js file that it's in Expo router doesn't exist anymore. Thankfully, it goes directly to the JavaScript file. So if I, just to see if this works, I love changing APIs. I love when they change APIs, make them better, but you know, then things break and you're forced to update. So now is hide async. Why do you have to be so verbose? Anyway, let's see if changing this file, this here, somehow fixes that. It seemed to fix that error. Now we're getting an Expo router value invariant value violation. Sorry. Layout is missing the required default export as well. Okay, something is really me take this out. This keeps on working, yeah? But as soon as I add this, all breaks loose. And there's this thing, and again this warning from WebRTC. JSX flag. Why? I don't remember having this issue yesterday. JSX flag. Is this base TS config being loaded correctly? I guess let's remove this comments. JSX. Specify what JSX code is generated. Okay, for some reason I had to do that, but that doesn't fix anything. Just fixes the error in my IDE. Oh, you guys can't see. Let me adjust the screen. I think this screen, for some reason. Oh, I guess we're not seeing the bottom of my IDE. Maybe here, yes, but not the bottom of here or here. Anyway, we started at 11 my time. It's 1 p.m., 2 hours. So we are, we did some progress. So we have a call, we have a button. Now we don't even have a button because some native event emitter requires a non-null argument. It's saying that the error is here. That does mean, oh, I think I know exactly what that means. And the plugin, the Expo plugin, actually requires some native packages. So we have to rebuild the iOS app, even though if it's for the simulator. Yeah, it's a let's say a badly named error message, but the keyword there is native. If you see something that's native, it's probably because that package, that code is not in the native mobile app. In this case, on the iPhone app or iOS app. This will take a minute or so. In the meantime, let's review what we are doing or what we did. So we need to register these globals. So maybe there's I don't need to put it in this use effect. We just need to load some certain things. We need to set up basically playground or live kit in order to work. That was done in the component. I think it was called room component. Yeah, room component. So we or no, it was put in the app. No, register. Oh, sorry. This is the React project. So we are gonna we are using some of the code from the React project and some of the code from the React Native example. And both here in the app.js file, this is where we don't have a room. Okay. Maybe I am, or maybe is this the one I was following? Because this is the React Native WebRTC, the example that to me made a bit more sense, because you have an app TSX. Something is loading. Is this working? I mean, like loading, or why is it not loading? Oh, the JavaScript, there you go. Hey, no errors. And we are definitely running register globals. Beautiful, beautiful. So no errors is good. No errors is good. Yeah, so I was saying we were following this React Native example from LiveKit. Here's the register globals. I guess these are some global variables that LiveKit sets up. Oh, definitely let's set up logging, because we never know what the hell is happening. Log level debug. I guess we need some constant. Log handler. Will this be useful in the utils? I'm gonna have to leave in half an hour, so that's for later. We probably wanna, I'm just gonna put this here, comment it out to remember to do that. Set up call service, keep alive in background. This is what we want. Keep alive, sorry, set up call service. So the call service, oh, there's one for iOS and one for Android. Interesting. There's a bunch of things and some native code, so let's just almost copy everything. Let's put it in services and a folder called call service. Call service .ts.ios. See, you can have different extensions, means that this JavaScript file only runs, or TypeScript file only runs on React Native iOS and not on Android, because we're going to have one for Android, which I'm not going to run this and test this until first iOS works and is built in all of that. And oh, there's Super Sammy React Native foreground service. That's for Android, and these are the types. So the types work for both versions. Rename this, so it's kind of the same all around. And now who is using the call service? The call service is set up at the beginning, which we are doing it here. And it seems like it does it before the call, but sometimes it's important in JavaScript, the order of execution. Well, in most programming languages, but if you're set up the call service before the call globals and this is working, we're gonna do the same. The logging, I guess, yeah, makes sense to do it before. Set up a call service. Call service, and is services call service. It's not a module. We definitely have a module called call service DTS. Do I have a type of services called service? And call service. Oh, and I didn't copy the types. We definitely need the types. Did I copy that on? Alright, so now we have that. We can save this. We need to fix, I guess, all of this and install React Native CallKeep. Right? Yeah, version this. I'm not gonna even try to get the latest because it's React Native. Everything works, and then one day nothing works. So let's just use this version, and after this works, as in we get no issues, we're gonna resume the coding tomorrow. So I wonder if I need to do npx. I think let's try npx expo install CallKeep, and while that works, one second, I forgot to specify the version, otherwise it might overwrite that. I want to learn about this CallKeep library for iOS. CallKeep framework and Android connection service for React Native. Uses the brand new iOS framework CallKeep and Android connection service to make life easier for VoIP, voice over IP developers using React Native. I guess it's a wrapper for iOS on this and on Android for that. Are only available on real devices and won't work on simulators. Oh, that's good to know. So I'm gonna have to share the screen of my iPhone later, but not today. I just want to run this, make this work in theory, and just I guess we get no errors. This is not an Expo app. Expo. Expo Go does not support custom native modules. Create a development build. Okay, so this is not gonna work. So this is for a React Native normal thing, so we're not gonna be able to have at the moment this keep in the background stuff. So I'm gonna comment that out, and just want to make sure even though I'm installing the package, I think it just installed the JavaScript package because it didn't update the Expo. I need to remove this file. Where's the Expo? Oh yeah, the app didn't put any. I guess let's see the tablet's true. Who added this? Did we just add that? No? Oh, the comma. Sorry, I didn't see any other changes here, so I'm assuming that it's okay for now. But yeah, this is something to keep in mind. And I just want to, okay, yeah, see there's no native modules, native call keep. Oops. Okay, I mean, we're not getting, oh, this is the loggings that we added here. Log level from LiveKit. So the LiveKit seems to be working and at least set up at this level. I'm not gonna really should I commit this? I'll commit this. I'll commit the good changes. Let's commit the good changes. Presets, voices, use connection, state models. Tabs, we have the little button there. And yeah, cool. So tomorrow, another day for the development of this beautiful call app using LiveKit, a real-time API that then it uses OpenAI real-time voice API to basically do this. If you go to playground.livekit.io, you will see that you can play with this on your browser, but we kind of want to do the same thing, custom for very easy to use on a React Native app, a mobile app, first of iOS, and hopefully they add more voices in the future. Just out of curiosity, where are the voices? Expressive voice enabled voices. Yes. Alloy is called, isn't it? One of them? The one we picked as a default? Yeah. So where is Alloy and all the other? Oh, okay. So these are the voices. All right. It does support Ukrainian, Spanish, and a bunch of other languages. So yeah, you could go global, you know, once this actually works and we deploy and we have really an easy to use app that people like and will use in the morning to be woken up by an AI voice that might be funny, maybe motivational, maybe just listens to you, whatever you prefer. You'll be able to choose a voice, press call me now, and you will be talking from your phone as soon as you wake up. Great. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you tomorrow.